Check, check. Check, check. All right. Oh, sorry. I just stepped on Katniss' tail. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us for our first ever online Chicago sports trivia. We are going to get things kicked off here in just a few minutes. If this is your first time playing trivia with us via this new platform, make sure, if you didn't catch it before, at the bottom of that screen on your phone or on your computer in another tab, make sure you type crowd.live and enter the code Chicago. That's going to get you into our interactive game. That's going to get started in just about 10 minutes here. We're going to go over a few things first, give everybody time to join. We already have about 45 of you in the game, so looking really good right now. 48 of you now, so thank you for being here. Before I go any further, my name is Ollie with Baig of Tricks Entertainment. Yesterday I did this and forgot to put myself back on the screen for like 6 minutes. My name is Ollie with Baig of Tricks Entertainment. We are here on a Friday evening bringing you live interactive trivia right to wherever you are. If you're at home or most of you are at home, as you should be. A big shout out to those of you that don't have that option. Those of you out there working the front lines, you essential workers, we love you, we thank you. But for everyone else who is doing their part by staying home, we are encouraging you to do that by offering up some great interactive entertainment so you don't feel like you're missing anything. So we have trivia over all the Chicago sports teams tonight, mainly focused on just the 5 that you would expect: your Cubs, your Bulls, your Bears, your Sox, and your Hawks. A few random questions thrown in there. Before I go any further, and I definitely don't want to forget, this is the first time that I've gotten to do this or needed to do this. I think it's an awesome thing to be able to do. I want to give a big shout out to one of our awesome fans, Jim Ashley, who knew that we were thinking about doing this trivia night and offered up because he heard me say multiple times that I'm not the hugest of sports fans. And he said, hey, man, I'd be happy to help you write those questions. And he put his money where his mouth is. He sent those questions over in about 12 hours. And we are using a good number of them tonight. I think Jim is going to be here with us. We don't have a prize for the winner, so I'm not worrying about disqualifying Jim. Jim can absolutely play along. There are questions in addition to his. So if you're out there, if you can hear me, if you're on YouTube and you're looking at the comment box thinking, what should I type right now? I suggest typing a big thank you to Jim Ashley, who made this possible, because we definitely would have done a Chicago sports trivia night eventually, if only for Vincent, who requested it about 1,000 times. But it might have taken a lot longer than this because sports are not my forte. So Jim certainly helped make this happen quicker, and he made it very easy for me. So thank you guys for your support, Jim specifically for your support on this subject and the trivia. On that note, if you are out there, you can hear me, and you want to say something in the comments, how about a big old thank you, high five to Gina, who's behind the keyboard, my fiance. I obviously have the pleasure of being here with you guys in front of the camera. She does the hard work, which is responding to all of your comments and questions and posting all of the links that you guys will need. So make sure you give her a big old thank you, because this wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for her. Like I said, we'll get started with the game in a few minutes. We're going to give people time to join. Let me flip over and look if we've gotten anybody else in. Yep, now we're at 61 people for Chicago Sports Trivia. That is awesome. All right, so as I was mentioning, we're going to do Chicago Sports Trivia now, but we're going to be back tonight via Facebook Live, our other platform, at 9 p.m. Central for a highly requested later edition of General Knowledge Trivia. So the same general knowledge format you've come to know and love on Facebook, but we'll be doing it at 9 o'clock for those of you who have kids and they go down to bed before then, or somebody who just wants something to do a little bit later. We're going to be back at 9 o'clock for that. And before we do, I have talked about this 27 times, but I have the proof today. We will be doing our Bag of Tricks loyalty member drawing. We've already done the hard part. We did our random number generators that picked out a certain number of winners. I wrote down all of those winners' numbers and names on these pieces of paper. I have our prizes set up downstairs. I'm going to throw these in a bucket or a hat or something, and I'm going to draw them out one by one and announce those prizes live on Facebook Live right before or right after we finish the Chicago sports trivia. If you're hearing me right now and you are not a loyalty member, you're wondering what that is, the details are in the links that are in the description to this video. You can sign up to become a loyalty member. It's free. You earn a point every single time you play any event with us, whether in person or obviously online right now. You can sign up for that in the link that is in the detail of this video. If you are already a member, there's another link in the description of this video that will tell you where to go to submit your loyalty number so you get credit for being here tonight. There is also another link. Oh no, did I bring the prize? Will you go grab me the prize downstairs? Yeah, one sec. We have a raffle up for grabs tonight to one lucky person that is here playing trivia with us. This is not just for loyalty members, and we're not going to do this later tonight. We're going to do this during this broadcast. Gina's grabbing the prize for me, but before, while I wait for her to do that, I'll tell you how to enter. There's another link in the description of this video that says enter the prize raffle. Click here. All you have to do is click it. It's going to ask you just a couple pieces of information. Submit that, and you're in. All you have to do then is stay until the end of this video when we'll pick one of the names and announce it. And here, Vanna, show them what they can win. This fun little shake and score. I think it's an off-brand Yahtzee. It's Yahtzee, but Chicago Bears. The Bears. You can win this Chicago Bears shake and score travel game. One lucky person will win that. Again, you don't have to be the person who wins trivia. You just have to sign up on that raffle sheet through the form and make sure you stay till the end of this event. We'll announce the winner. If you're here, you just have to tell us you're here, and that's it. We'll send it to you. So I know a lot of you have been following us since we started this. It has not been long, less than 3 weeks overall. So this is all still new to us. I'm excited to announce some brand new stuff in addition to what we've already been offering. Something that you guys have been requesting. We have many people, literally every single day, we have multiple people message us asking if we could do private events, if we could host trivia for your family via Zoom, or host trivia for a fundraiser and invite a whole bunch of people to try and raise money. And we are doing that now. So I've made it as easy as possible. I'm going to flip over one screen here. You'll see this go away for 1 second. So if you haven't been to our website, no better time than today to check it out. If you go to Baig of Tricks Entertainment and you hit on shop and you go to online trivia, I realize you can't see my screen right now. If you go to baigoftricks.com and you hit online trivia underneath the shop button here, you're going to see two options. We have live interactive online trivia events, and then coming very soon, takeout trivia. So instead of having us host it for you, we are offering up packages of trivia, all the questions, all the answers, everything you'll need, instructions, tips on how to run a good trivia night for your family and friends that you can purchase for any theme that you want. General knowledge trivia nights, those will be coming really soon, but we already do have live interactive online trivia. So this is still very much in motion. These things might change. The prices may change, but as I have it set right now, you can essentially just order for yourself, for your family, for your friends, however you want to do this, a 1 hour trivia event, whether you want it privately hosted or publicly hosted. If it's a fundraiser and you want to try and get as many people in as you want, we can host 1 hour or we can host 1.5 hour events. So 1 hour events or 90-minute events. Clicking on here will allow you to actually go through, see a little bit more information about this, and to pay for it directly through our website. Once you've paid for it, it is super easy to make your appointment. I'm not going to go to Facebook right now because I don't want to go through all of that, but you click on the link once you've paid for the session that you want. On our Facebook page, there's a scheduling calendar. It's completely interactive. You can choose the day, the time that you want. You click on it, and then you're good to go. I'll either tell you that that time is good or we'll look for a different time. So like I said, many of you requested that. I've been struggling to keep up, so if you've been in contact with me, I apologize. I know it's taken, sometimes a day or two to get an email back, and that is not how I usually run things, but I'm working my butt off to get these things out to you guys, and I know you appreciate it. You let me know how much you appreciate it, so don't think that I don't know. You're all very supportive. I just want you to know that more things are coming, good things are coming. Eventually, we won't have to do these online trivia events, but as long as we're all locked up at home, Baig of Tricks is going to bring as many options as possible to keep you guys entertained. Speaking of how supportive you guys have been, we have had so much support. We officially hit 9,000 likes on our Facebook page. That is super exciting, and that's thanks to you guys liking our post, commenting, sharing them with your friends, inviting your friends to these events. We only have 8 states left until we've had somebody play from every single state, maybe 9. Alaska, Delaware, Hawaii, Idaho, Maine, Mississippi, Nevada, New Mexico, and Wyoming. If you're from one of those states and you're here tonight, let us know. If you have a friend from one of those states, shoot him a message. Get him in for general knowledge trivia tonight at 9. It's always free to play on Facebook Live. So let him know. Come out and play. It's a Friday night. We're all stuck inside, so let's do something fun together. So thank you to those of you that have supported us in that way, and a big, big, big thank you to those of you that have supported us financially. You can see the links below me here: Venmo, PayPal, the coffee website. It all goes to the same place. It all goes to the Baig of Tricks fund that allows us to continue to provide new content for you, different avenues for playing trivia, different events. I mentioned a few days ago, I am feverishly working on the ability to host other types of shows, other game shows, interactive for you guys. So obviously we're going to keep doing trivia, but this is Baig of Tricks Entertainment. So we want to offer other types of entertainment as well. We do music, bingo. I have other things in the works, and that support that we get from you all is what is allowing us to do this and to continue to do this while we're shut down. We're shut down as a business other than these online events, like many of you guys. So we appreciate you all. Thank you so much for that. I mentioned over the last few broadcasts that the first and easiest way that I can say thank you with something physical, sort of digital, I guess, is once per week we are going to draw a name randomly out of the individuals that have donated financially to Baig of Tricks. So we drew our first name today. I'm not going to tell you who it is. You'll find out on the loyalty member drawing broadcast here after this. But the cool thing is we're going to draw one person out of the donations each week, and that individual has the option to choose and tell us to host one of any themed trivia that they'd like, or general knowledge. If they want a special general knowledge night, we'll do that. They can tell us what type of trivia, what theme, if it's a TV show, a book, a movie, something we've already done or something we've never done. If you're that person out there that keeps asking for, that show that probably 10 people watch, but you love it, if we choose your name, we'll host it for you. So that's our way of saying thank you. We drew our first person. I'll be announcing that tonight. And then we're going to do that every week. As long as this is going on, every time that you guys donate, that's our way of saying thank you right now. Obviously, other than me just pouring my heart out saying thank you guys for supporting us. We have events coming up. I'm not going to talk about next week yet, but I will tell you, obviously, I would love to see as many people as possible on tonight at 9 o'clock Central for general knowledge trivia. It's the first time we've done it that late on a Friday, so I would love to see a big turnout just because the more people there, the more fun we have. And then tomorrow, we have Seinfeld trivia. Seinfeld trivia at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Hey, look, I'm in Soldier Field now. Seinfeld trivia at 3 p.m. Central Time. On Sunday, a special weekend edition of General Knowledge Trivia at 3 p.m. It's the first time we've done General Knowledge Trivia on a Sunday afternoon, so I hope to see many of you there. We will have at least 2 events pretty much every single day next week, so those will be announced. I just want to get in touch with the person who gets to choose one of them before I announce anything. So that's pretty much it, guys. Obviously, there's many more things that I could talk about. The one other thing on the website that I didn't show you, I'm not going to pull up right now. We do now have dedicated spots for our merch and for all of those raffle prizes that you've seen, the ones that I make, the glasses, the mugs. If you didn't win one, but you want one, which a lot of you have said that you did, you can now purchase those through our website. I hand make them on the Cricut every single day when I can find time, and we'll send it out to you. So again, every single thing that you do, whether it's donations financially online or purchasing those merch or those items that we've made, it goes a long way to help us. So thank you guys a million times over. And I'm going to make up for the 1 minute I went over yesterday, and we're going to start at 7:14, which is a minute early today. Anything you have before we start?
I think you covered everything.
All right, cool. See, guys, you do this a million times. Eventually you get there. Oh, and it's a good time to start. We have officially 100 people ready to play this game. So here's how it works. I think that many of you have played this format with us before, but for those of you that haven't, hey, look, I'm in Wrigley Field now. Who would have thought? Guys, I made a green screen and I'm having way too much fun. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Cheers. Let's have a drink first. All right. So If you haven't played this format of trivia with us before, listen up right now, especially because once you learn how it goes, it doesn't change. This trivia is hosted off of a separate website. So you're watching and listening to me on YouTube, but you're going to play this trivia by visiting the website at the bottom of the screen there, crowd.live, and enter the code Chicago. If you're on your phone watching this video, I really recommend moving to a laptop so you can keep the video up and play the game. If you're on your laptop, you can leave the video here and then you can play the game from your phone. One thing that I recommend, because we've had many people send in pictures, they tell us how much their family loves to play. When we host trivia in this format, you can throw the YouTube video up on your TV. If you have a smart TV, just get the YouTube app. You can throw this up on your TV, and then every person in the house can play from their own cell phone. You can compete against each other and against everybody else playing at the same time. So once you're in to that game, your screen will look something like you're going to see here on mine. All right, so you should see a screen that says game will begin shortly. You got the picture of the superfans there with Q the cat in the middle. So here's how it works. There are 30 questions total in our game tonight. We have split it into 2 separate rounds. The first 20 questions will be round 1, and those are going to be multiple choice questions. So the first 20 questions, I will ask you the question, you'll see it on the screen, and you'll have a timer of 20 seconds to get your answer in. So once I start the timer, the 4 options will pop up. You just have to click on the one you think is right. Click on the answer you believe is correct, and if you are correct, you will earn the points for that question. For these first 20 questions, it pays to answer quickly. So obviously, don't answer so quickly that you're not sure if you're right, but if you know the answer, don't wait to hit that button because the points drop the longer the timer goes on. So you have 20 seconds to answer. As long as you get the answer in before the timer hits 0 and you're correct, you're going to earn some points. But the quicker you get it in, the more points you earn. All right? That's it for these first 20 questions. If other questions do come up from you guys, shoot them in a comment to Gina. If anything important comes up, she will let me know. All right, guys, thank you for being here. Before we do, we're going to do a social. We do socials anytime we get almost everybody with the correct answer, but also whenever I decide to call one. So cheers. Thank you for being here this beautiful night at Wrigley Field. If only. Cheers. All right, I'm going to hit play on the game.
Let's go.
You will see the first question, but you will not be able to answer until I start the timer. Overall, these questions cover the 5 major teams mostly. There's a few random questions in. Quick disclaimer, I try to pride myself on practicing and making sure if I don't know much about a subject that I try to pronounce everything correctly. I promise you I'm going to mess up some names tonight. I'm going to mess something up. Again, shout out to Jim Ashley who wrote the majority of these questions. This is honestly the first trivia I've ever hosted online where I didn't write every single question from start to finish. So it's a weird feeling for me, but I'm super thankful to him. Again, we would not be doing this for a while if it wasn't for Jim, because I would not have written all these questions yet. So here we go. Question number 1 coming up. Some of these easy, some of these tough. You may see pictures or GIFs on your screen. Typically, they're just for fun. They're not going to be a hint or a clue or anything, so don't read into it. Just because that one's bleeding and it's red and black, that doesn't mean anything. It's just there because you guys said you wanted more pics and GIFs, so here we are. All right. Which of these Chicago sports figures did not ever wear the number 23 while playing in Chicago? These are individuals from different sports. Which Chicago sports figure never wore the jersey number 23 while playing in Chicago? Timer will start when you see the answers on your screen. Is it Michael Jordan, Ryan Sandberg, Devin Hester, or Jeremy Roenick? Which of these individuals never wore the number 23 while playing on a Chicago sports team? "20 seconds to answer. Get that in before the timer hits 0. Most of you have already figured this out. Good job, good job, good job. All right, so here's how it works. If this is your first time playing on this new platform, it allows us to do some cool stuff. First and foremost, it allows us to see what you guys thought the answer was as a group without showing you the correct answer technically, even though I think you know here. One person thought Michael Jordan. I'm going to just owe that up to a misclick. Ryan Sandberg, 11% of you thought. 9% thought Devin Hester. 78% of you thought Jeremy Roenick. That was the correct answer. Good job. Jeremy Roenick, 78% of you. So I'm going to show you the rankings after question 5. We'll do it every 5 questions. You'll see exactly where you stand. Bunnies in the backyard?
A new kitty in our backyard.
Oh, a new kitty. We don't need a new kitty. A new stray is fine. All right, sorry.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Question number 2 coming up right now. Here we go. What Chicago team of the 4 listed has most recently won a league championship? Which of these 4 teams has most recently won a league championship? Is it A, the Blackhawks, B, the Cubs, C, the White Sox, or D, the Bears? Which one of these teams most recently won a league championship? Gina would know.
I do. Probably the only one I will know.
No, you'll know some of these other ones. All right, everybody's in. Let's see what you thought. No surprises here. 94% of you thought it was the Cubs, and it was the Cubs. The Cubs in 2016. I don't remember when the Blackhawks won before that, but it was pretty close to that. 14, 15, 13. I remember that I was hosting a lot of trivia in bars. 2015, yeah. We had a lot of trivia nights canceled because of the Hawks playoffs. So as much as I love them, I wasn't feeling it that year. But yeah, the Hawks were before them. White Sox, 2005. The Bears, 1986. Look at me, Chicago sports trivia, fount of knowledge. That's as much as I'll ever know. All right, guys, question number 3. What White Sox pitcher threw a perfect game in 2009 versus the Tampa Bay Rays? Which of these pitchers was on the White Sox in 2009 and threw a perfect game against the Rays? Was it A, Chris Sale, B, John Garland, C, Mark Burley, or D, John Danks? Which of these pitchers threw a perfect game in 2009 against the Tampa Bay Rays? What? All right, let's see what we got. Mark Burley, 92% of you thought. 6 of you thought Chris Sale. Nobody thought John Danks or John Danks. Let's see what the correct answer was. Mark Burley, the correct answer. Good job, guys. 92% of you knew the correct answer. If you're out there and you think that I'm talking too much, I love you, but I'm not going to stop talking as much as I do. That's just how I do it. So I'm happy that you're here, and I hope that you stay and play. But if you're expecting me to just breeze through the questions one after another without talking, that's not how it's going to happen. Just a heads up before you stay through the whole thing. This is how we do it here at Baig Tricks. We like to interact with you guys. So thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. 111 of you right now. Here we go. Question number 4. Which of these players listed did not win a league MVP award while playing for a Chicago team? Which of the players listed, you'll see in a second, did not win a league MVP award while playing for a Chicago team? Was it A, Derrick Rose, B, Patrick Kane, C, Jay Cutler, or D, Chris Bryant? Which of these 4 players did not win a league MVP award while playing on a Chicago team? You guys are great. Vincent, I'm so glad you liked that GIF. As soon as I had this question, I didn't even imagine another GIF going in here. I think you guys are going to know this one. Oh, yeah. No doubt. Correct answer. The incredible Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler. Also, a very famous bodybuilder. Not this Jay Cutler. There is just a very famous bodybuilder also named Jay Cutler. That confused me for a while. All right, here we go. Question number 5. After this, we'll look at your rankings. We'll do that every 5 questions. Which Blackhawk was named team captain when he was 20 years old in 2008 and still holds the title today? Which Blackhawk was named team captain at 20 years old in 2008, still holds the title today? Patrick Kane, A. Brent Seabrook, B. Duncan Keith, C. Or Jonathan Toews, D. Which of these Blackhawks named captain in 2008 at 20 years old still holds that title today? All right, let's see what you guys thought overall. You nailed it. No point even talking about it. Jonathan Toews, 87% of you. This is one I knew, and I'm not a huge hockey fan. I enjoy hockey. The most hockey that I watch is on Letterkenny. Go Irish. Any Letterkenny fans out there? Have Letterkenny trivia coming up very soon. All right, so as I mentioned, one of the cool things about this platform, aside from seeing how you answer each question, is seeing where you're at in the standings leaderboard. So we're going to do that right now. The top 3 individuals will stay on the screen. The rest of you will rotate, so make sure you're looking for your name. Here we go. Currently in first, Hurricane Ditka. Tom B in second, and Melissa in third. Shane in 13th, tied with the Bleacher Bums. Hey, Steffi Star in 13th. Merv, Mike Gillespie. Sorry, thank you for telling me it's a hard G. I've definitely said Gillespie a few times. So thank you. Coming from a guy whose last name is Baig and first name is Ali, I can appreciate when you let somebody know how to say it. Jim Ashley out there, 49th. Thanks for being here. Jamie Madarum, I'm assuming, in 60th place. Thank you for being here. K-Mac, Miss Laraka, 71st place, holding their own. Vince, 74th. Wendy Lou, who Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago. We need a John Hughes trivia night. Kevin Flug, 11th place. You squeaked by there the first time. Thank you for being here. All right, here we go, guys. That's how it works. Every 5 questions, we'll look at the rankings so you can see. If you're talking to yourself and saying, hey, I answered all 5 questions right, why am I not in first? Just a quick reminder that you earn more points the quicker you answer. So if you're answering sooner and getting it right, that's why some people are still above everyone else if you've all answered correctly. Here we go. Question number 6. Gina probably knows this one too. Gina's a big Cubs fan, if you haven't gotten that from my illusions. What pitcher was on the mound when the final World Series winning out was recorded for the Cubs in 2016? Which pitcher was on the mound when the final World Series winning out was recorded for the Cubs in 2016? Was it A, John Lester, B, Aroldis Chapman, C, Mike Montgomery, or D, Kyle Hendricks?
The 2 biggest Cubs fans I know are playing tonight, my mom and sister. That is a great gift. Wish we could relive those times.
All right, let's see what you thought. Okay, the first one we didn't have, 80 or 90% of you guessing. 16% each thought John and Aroldis. 6% thought Kyle Hendricks. The correct answer was Mike Montgomery. Good job, guys. I did not know this one. This was a Jim Ashley question. Thank you, Jim. All right. Question number 7. We are talking Blackhawks. Here we go. 2010, 2013, and 2015, the Blackhawks won Stanley Cups. They beat 3 different teams to win each of those championships. They beat 3 different teams, 2010, 13, and 15. Which of the following 4 teams on your screen was not one of the teams that they bested? Which one of these teams was not one of the teams that the Blackhawks beat to win the Cup in 2010, 2013, or 15? Was it the Tampa Bay Lightning, Philadelphia Flyers, Detroit Red Wings, or the Boston Bruins? One of those teams is not correct. Which team did they not beat to win the Stanley Cup? All right, let's see what you guys thought. Once again, no, hardly even any deliberation here. You guys knew Detroit Red Wings. Detroit Red Wings, the correct answer. Moving on. Question number 8. Who was the starting quarterback for the Bears in their February 2007 Super Bowl loss to the Colts? I was watching this game. Devin Hester ran that touchdown on the opening kickoff, like he was so apt to do. and they still lost this game. Who was the starting quarterback for that Super Bowl appearance in 2007? Kyle Orton, A. Jim Miller, B. Rex Grossman, C. Or Jay Cutler, D. Hurts me to even say his name. Here's a fun fact for obviously a lot of sports fans out there. I mean, for a while I was very much into the Bears. I did really like them. My dad really likes the Bears. Shout out if you're out there, Sonny. The only 2 Bears jerseys I've ever owned was Brian Urlacher, as you can imagine, and Cade McNown. Cade McNown. Shout out if you remember good old Cade. What a guy. How did I get that jersey? Rex Grossman. Everybody got it. We're zooming through these. You guys are just destroying it. 88% of you got that right. All right. Cade McNown. Question number 9. Talking the Sox now. White Sox and their last series win in 2005. Who won the World Series MVP? Which one of these individuals was World Series MVP for the Sox in 2005? Was it Paul Konerko, A.J. Pierzynski, Jermaine Dye, or Aaron Rowand? Which one of these individuals won World Series MVP for the White Sox 2005?
Are you looking at comments?
Yeah, Joe Flaherty, you went to the first game he ever started, downhill from there. Yeah, and he started low on the hill, so it was an interesting downhill climb from there. All right. Jermaine Dye. Jermaine Dye, 57% of you. Paul Konerko got a 30% of the vote. Let's see. Jermaine Dye, the correct answer. Again, this one, first time we didn't have an overwhelming majority, so good job. Those of you who knew. We're going to do one more question, then we'll look at the rankings once again. Question number 10. Speaking of the Bears, what future Hall of Famer was drafted by a Chicago team? Oh, I think I gave this away. I didn't. Oops. Which future Hall of Famer was drafted by a Chicago team, 9th overall, out of the 2000 draft out of the University of New Mexico? Which of these individuals was drafted 9th overall in the 2000 draft out of the University of New Mexico?
Is that him in the photo?
That is not him in the photo. I just realized that Dennis Rodman was an option, and I put a Bears gif up. So if you were going to put Dennis Rodman. Okay. I don't think any of you would have put Dennis Rodman, imagining he was drafted in the year 2000.
Yeah, fine.
That's about as much as I collected a lot of Bulls cards. Anybody else collect those Chicago Bulls cards in the 90s? If you didn't, what were you doing? But I also had Dennis Rodman's autobiography, Bad As I Wanna Be. Well, that was an interesting time. Let's see what you guys thought. Yeah, no question here. You all knew. At least you both guessed Bears players, but the correct answer was Brian Urlacher. Brian Urlacher, future Hall of Famer and billboard model. We play a fun game anytime we're driving on any of the interstates in or out of Chicago. How many times do we see Urlacher's hair?
I think we got to 15.
I think 15 when we went to
1984.
Yeah, we went to Michigan, and we saw like 15 billboards before we got there. But hey, guys, if you have a receding hairline or no hair, call Hair Restore. See, how good is that advertising platform that all I remember is Urlacher?
Hair Locker.
Hair Locker. Yeah, that's right. All right. Anyway.
Oh, Joe Flaherty said Hair Locker at the same time. Jinx.
All right. We're going to look at the rankings. Maybe. Site's going slow. We'll do the rankings now. Sorry, guys. It's slowing down for me. I'm sure it's slow on your end, too. All right. We'll do the rankings after this question because it's already up. Which player of the ones listed below was not drafted number 1 overall? Which of the following players was the only one in this list that wasn't drafted number 1 overall by a Chicago team? Was it A, Derrick Rose, B, Harold Baines, C, Patrick Kane, or D, Michael Jordan? Which of these individuals was the only one not drafted number 1 overall by a Chicago team? All right. Let's see what you guys thought. It wasn't perfect across the board, but the majority of you knew the correct answer was Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, and look what he went on to do. Then Derrick Rose was number 1 overall, and look what he went on to do. So good job, 64 of you, 79% of you. Now we'll look at the rankings. So again, first, second, and third will stay up there. Tom B, Melissa, and the Grobber in first, tied for second. Kevin Flug, right up there in 4th place. Rock and roll, man. Nancy Marie in 18th. Big C Sakura in 18th. Sexy Rexy in 23rd. Kevin Rizzo's got nothing on Taco. I love this name continuation day after day. Jake Kotke, welcome back. Mike Gillespie, thank you for being here. The Luke Longley fan club. I think there was a Luke Longley question that Jim Ashley wrote. I don't think I put it in here tonight. But shout out to Luke Longley. I think I had like 9 of his basketball cards. I've still got a red binder of Bulls cards somewhere that I'm sure are worth the paper they're printed on, but, you know, they're worth a lot to me. All right. We let it go all the way through. So we're going to go on to question number 12. Again, tonight we have 20 multiple choice questions. And then we have 10 fill in the blanks. We'll get to those after these 20. Question number 12. We're just talking Chicago sports teams in general. Which team of the 4 listed originated in 1966? Which of the teams listed originated in 1966, making it the newest team out of the 5 major Chicago sports franchises? Is it the Blackhawks, the Bulls, the Cubs, or the Bears? This could be a social, I think. I have faith in you guys. Yeah, Jim Ashley, I loved that question. I made sure I had that one in because if you're somebody like me who has a running knowledge of generic basketball trivia, I for sure would not have thought that Michael Jordan was the answer to that question. I for sure would have thought he would have been a number 1 overall. So great question. Don't feel bad if it got you guys. All right, let's see what you thought here. Like I said, this could be a social. Oh, no. But close. 88% of you thought it was the Bulls. 11% of you thought it was the Blackhawks. Correct answer was the Bulls, coming out in 1966. The Blackhawks are back to like the 30s or the 40s. I'm sure one of you out there knows. Let us know in the comments. But they've been around a while. All right. Lucky number 13. Which member of the Blackhawks scored the Stanley Cup winning goal in overtime to defeat the Flyers in Game 6 in 2010? Which member of the Blackhawks scored that Stanley Cup winning goal in overtime? I was watching this game. I remember this one. Let's see if you know. Was it Jonathan Toews, Brent Seabrook, Patrick Kane, or Patrick Sharp? B.J. Armstrong. B.J. Armstrong, the one that wore the goggles? Was that B.J. Armstrong, Joe? Part of the original 6, S.F. Curtis. Thank you. You're right. Oh, Horace Grant. Thanks, Charles. I knew somebody wore goggles. Yeah, the Blackhawks were part of the original 6. All right. Let's see what you guys thought on this one. Time's up. 80% of you put Patrick Kane. 12% of you, Patrick Sharp. Nobody thought Taves. 7% thought Seabrook. 80% of you were correct. Good job. Patrick Kane. I remember watching that one. All right, here we go. Question number 14 of our multiple choice round. What team, we've talked about this World Series once or twice. What team did the White Sox defeat in the 2005 World Series? What team did the White Sox defeat in the 2005 World Series? Was it the San Diego Padres, the Milwaukee Brewers, the Houston Astros, or the Cincinnati Reds? Which of those teams the White Sox defeat? 2005 World Series. Okay, you all know it was Horace Grant. Thank you. I did not know. I just knew somebody wore goggles. I had his basketball card too. I just apparently liked the picture more than the name. All right, let's see what you guys thought. Yep, not much spread here. You guys knew it. Houston Astros, the correct answer. Houston Astros. I don't think they had trash cans in the ballpark yet back in 2005. So this is more of a fair fight. Question 15. We will look at the rankings again after this one. We'll get back on track with rankings. The Bulls. Oh, what a gift there. Look at that team.
So that's like a Saunders.
It's my goggles guy. The Bulls won 6 titles in the 90s, defeating 5 different teams in the finals. Which team was the only team they defeated twice in 2 different years? So they won 6 titles against 5 different teams. Which team did they defeat twice? We'll find out, but first I'm going to unclick the button I accidentally clicked. All right, here we go. Was it the Seattle Sonics, the LA Lakers, the Utah Jazz, or the Phoenix Suns? All right, everybody's in. This one again, no real competition. This is why we do the multiple choice questions with the timer, because you guys, for the most part, are just destroying these answers. You know these. So the quicker you're getting them in, the more points you're getting. The Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz. Correct answer here. Good job. All right, let's look at those rankings. The Grover still in first. Tom B now in second. Kevin Flug continuing up the board into third place. Big C Sakura. Chris Sakura out there. Nancy Marie. Bobby Mercados, thank you for being here. I recognize that name. Chief Cardinal. Steffi Star. Happy birthday. KB and the Sunshine Band. Pussy Willow. Fire Garpax. We miss hockey. Tommy Widener out there. What's up? The Luke Longley Fan Club in 51st. Chevy, thank you for being here. Thanks for the message. Dingleberry in 59th. Lauren, K-Mac, Lindsay, Billard, K.A., all 70 through 74th. Katie with a smiley face, right behind Miss LaRocca, right behind Vince, all uppercase. Mego My Ego. Mego My Ego. I'm digging that name. All right, guys. Next 5 questions are the final 5 questions of multiple choice. I didn't mention this before, but the first 10 questions were worth 100 points max, and these second 10 questions are worth 200 points max, I believe. Or the next question's worth 3. We'll find out. I'll let you know when we get there. Oh, I was wrong. So the next 5 questions are worth 300 points each. So questions 16 through 20 are worth 300 points maximum, and it still continues to drop. So here we go. Question 16. The Cubs traded George Bell to the White Sox before the 1992 season. What future All-Star did the Sox trade back to the Cubs in return? Was it A, Sammy Sosa, B, Henry Rodriguez, C, Luis Gonzalez, or D, Mark Grace?
These comments are like another language. But I love it. I love when people are passionate about things.
85% of you got it correct. It was Sammy Sosa. Good job. Mark Grace got some of your answers, but pretty much all of you knew that one. Good job. All right, moving on. Question number 17. Question number 17. Which of the 4 below Chicago sports figures played for a Chicago team and later coached or managed that same team? Which of the 4 individuals listed below played for a Chicago team and then later coached or managed that team? Was it Joel Quenneville, A, Phil Jackson, B, Ozzie Guillen? Oh, man, I knew I'd get something wrong. Guillen, Ozzie Guillen, and I knew that. Ozzie Guillen or Dusty Baker. Which one of those individuals?
Everybody gets one.
Everybody gets one. I get 4. I don't know. It's my trivia. All right. Let's see what you guys thought. Yeah, no big question here. Ozzie Guillen. Ozzie Guillen. Nailed it. Good job, guys. 3 questions left. What?
We have to watch Nailed It.
Oh, we have to watch Nailed It. Yeah, new season. Question number 18. The Double Doink. I was watching this. I almost said episode. This game. What is the name of the Bears kicker who will always live in infamy for for the double doink, a 43-yard field goal, which would have won a January 2019 playoff game. Should have won that playoff game versus the Eagles. What is the name of the kicker who double doinked? Was it A, Cody Parkey, B, Robbie Gould, C, Kevin Butler, or D, Eddie Pinheiro? Which one of these individuals double doinked? Speaking of doink, any WWE fans out there? WWF fans, if you will? WWE, Doink the Clown. Anybody remember Doink the Clown with his mini sidekick Dink? We're going to do some WWE trivia here soon. I enjoyed it. I met Doink the Clown at a WWA wrestling match in Manteno, Illinois. Doink the Clown and King Kong Bundy, the giant headliners for that event. Yeah, WWE fans, let me know. We'll do some of that soon. This one,
you got some comments.
Yes, you guys all knew. Cody Parkey, no question here. Robbie Gould, it would never be Robbie Gould. He's good as gold, isn't that what they say? Somebody says it, I'm sure. Question 19. Talking Hawks. The 2013 Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup game in Game 6, scoring 2 goals in an incredible 17 seconds to turn a 2-1 deficit into a 3-2 win. This was an incredible, just 1 minute of hockey. They scored those 2 goals in 17 seconds. Who scored the winning goal? So which Blackhawks scored that second of the 2 goals? Was it A, Dave Bolland, B, Marian Hossa, C, Brent Seabrook, or D, Brian Bickle? Which Hawk scored the second of those 2 winning goals in 17 seconds?
You had 2 comments that say too soon, but I don't remember what you said.
Too soon. That's too commercial. Oh, yeah. Wrestling trivia. Yeah, Jake, is going to happen.
The double doink. Thank you, Steph.
Dink and doink. All right, let's see what you thought. Oh, finally, a question that not everyone knows. I'm not happy that you don't know it, but I'm happy that there's a little bit of diversity in these answers now. So, 38% of you thought Dave Bolland, 23% thought Marian Hossa, 23% thought Brent Seabrook, and 15% thought Brian Bickle. The correct answer was Dave Bolland. Dave Bolland got that second of the 2 goals in 17 seconds. Shout out to the 31 of you that knew that. We still have 118 of you hanging out on here tonight. Here we go. This is the final multiple choice question. After this, we'll look at the rankings and I'll explain how the next round will work. So here we go. Question 20. Which current Cubs slugger was not drafted by the Cubs? Which of these following Cubs current players was not drafted by the Cubs? Was it A, Chris Bryant, B, Javier Baez, C, Anthony Rizzo, or D, Kyle Schwarber? Which one of these individuals currently on the Cubs was not drafted by the Cubs? All right, this one looking a little easier for you guys. Not many of you thought Chris Bryant. 10 of you each thought Javier and Kyle Schwarber, but 72% of you thought correctly, and it was Anthony Rizzo. Anthony Rizzo. Good job, guys. I'm going to throw the rankings up. We'll see where you guys are standing right now. Kevin Flug is up in first now. Bree and Jeremy, number 83. T. Caro in 20. T. Caro 20 in third, just right behind him. And again, you can see first, second, and third are only like 50 points spread. And these questions now are worth more and more as we get into this final round. 5 questions from 21 to 26, or 21 to 25 will be worth 400 points, and 26 to 30 will be worth 500 points. Some of these questions are tough and very specific. Some of them overall, not that tough, but I left them in so that it doesn't feel like this last round is just punching you in the gut. But the one thing you need to know, and I know you're still watching the scores go by here, the one thing you need to know is the next 10 questions are not multiple choice. They are actual submission questions. So you have to type in your answer, whether you're on your phone or your computer. You're going to have 20 seconds to type in your answer and hit submit. I'll see the answers come in. The computer will score them. If you have the right answer, you earn the points. If you do not submit the right answer, you don't earn the points. It's tougher because you can't just guess 1 out of 4 on the screen. But there's 2 things I want you to know that are very different. Number 1, these points are not assigned based on how quickly you answer. So you have the full 20 seconds, and I'm telling you that because please do your best to spell correctly. If your spelling is close, I can do my best to make sure that the computer gives you points. But if you spell everything correctly, you will get points. So that's the best way to make sure you get the points is take your time. Even if you submit it with 1 second left, you're going to earn all 400 or 500 points. So take your time. You're not racing against the clock except to get it in before it hits 0. So I'm going to flip us over to the next 10 questions. Everybody hang tight.
Did you see there's a John Finley thing?
No. All right, here we go. So we're going to flip over now. Let me just click on this. Just click on this. Excuse my silence while I look at the screen to make sure that I have this correct. All right, here we go. So I'm going to take you guys won't have to leave your screens. You can stay on your screen. I'm going to automatically jump you over to our second round by clicking on this button and clicking on this button and then that button. And here we go. All right, so now you can see across the top, picture's the same, but it's Baig of Tricks Chicago Sports Trivia Part 2. This is a final reminder if you haven't yet signed up for the giveaway. Do that via the form. We have 43 people in right now, so this one of our smallest lists of people, so which means for you, the best odds that you'll have. Michelle Morse, welcome back. Good seeing you. All right, so if you haven't signed up for that yet, please do that so we can get you in. We're going to close that form here after the first question of this round. So as I mentioned, no more multiple choice. I'm going to read you a question. You actually have to type your answer in. Some of them will be numbers, and you'll only be able to enter numbers, numerals. Some of them will be open-ended questions where you'll have to type in an answer completely. So here we go. This one, first question, is a year. A year. So don't, again, even though you have the full 20 seconds here, guys, don't use that extra time to try and Google these answers. Please keep it fair. Keep it honest so we can all have fun. I know you wouldn't do that, but I just always have to say it. Here we go. Question number 1. Looking for a year. What year did the new home of the Bulls and the Blackhawks, the United Center, Madhouse on Madison, open and replace the Chicago Stadium? In what year did the United Center open? So again, no choices are going to pop up. You have to type in the year. Use a 4-digit year. 4-digit year. What year did it open? United Center. Again, some of these are going to be tough, but this one, I think you can at least get pretty close. Ooh, and a lot of you are getting close, but not right. All right, time's up. Let's see what you thought. 34% of you thought 94, 14% of you thought 95 and 92. 4% of you thought 98. A couple of you thought 1988. The correct answer was 1994. 1994. So a tough one, but we still had a majority correct here. 34% of you, 25 people answered that one correct. Good job. All right, here we go. That's how this works. Question number 2. Like I said, some of these tough, some of these easy. This one not too tough. When Michael Jordan returned to the Bulls in 1995, what jersey number did he wear before changing back to 23? He switched it up for a little bit. What was his number when he returned to the Bulls in 95 before he did go back to 23? Is that a Space Jam gif I used? I think it might be Space Jam. When he was getting home, hanging out with his kids. Yeah. All right, let's see what you guys thought. Once again, we do have a majority, 45. 41% of you thought it was 45. Some of you thought 32. 91 was Dennis Rodman, right? Let's see what the correct answer was. 45. 45. Good job, guys. All right. We are 2 questions in. You guys
Bulldog attacked him.
still. Oh, yeah.
It's been confirmed.
Thank you. All right. Question number 3. Once again, a year. And this one, we're going back. This one's tough. No ifs, ands, or buts. In what year were the Chicago White Sox established as an American League team? In what year were the Chicago White Sox established as an American League team? Get those answers in. Again, use 4-digit year. 4-digit year. What year were the White Sox established as an American League team? Oh, a couple people know it already. I don't have all the questions in front of me, but this might be the toughest question. All right, let's see what we thought. All over the board here. 17% of you thought 1901, 1908, 1902, 1898, 1894, down to 1932, 1967, a little older than that. The correct answer is coming up right now. 1901. 1901. Correct answer. Good job. 13 of you knew that. 13 of you knew what I think may be the toughest question of the night, but we'll decide together because we still have 7 more. We'll look at the rankings after question 5. Mm-hmm. All right. What is the name of Chicago's WNBA team? What is the name of the Chicago's WNBA team? You have 20 seconds to get that in, starting now. Starting now. All right, everybody's answers are in. We're going to put them up on the screen. A lot of you thought the Chicago Sky. If you haven't played trivia in this format before, on my end of the computer here, I can see all of your answers individually. So if you spelled something very close to Sky but clearly just mistyped, some of you typed A-K-Y, and one of you spelled Sky with an E. I just marked it right on my end. You can see it's no longer on the screen. So that's how you know that I did mark it right. But on your phone or your computer, it'll still tell you that it's wrong. Don't believe it. I've marked it right. You got your points. As long as it disappeared from the screen here, I clicked it, and you got points for it. So here we go. Question number 5. Look at the rankings after this one. Just looking for the number of wins. How many wins did the Bulls have in their record-breaking 1995-1996 season? How many wins did the Bulls have in their 95-96 season? It's just a number. Don't try to spell it. Just hit that number. Hit submit. This record stood until recently. It was the Golden State Warriors? Maybe?
Someone probably know.
Somebody let me know. I think it was the Warriors. Golden State. Is Golden State even the Warriors? It sounded right coming out. All right. Let's see what you guys thought. 72 said 50% of you. 82, 63, 46, 102. The correct answer was 72. They were 72 and 10. They had 82 games total, 72 and 10. So 72 the correct answer. Let's take a look at the rankings. All right, the Grober back up in first. Actually, there's a 3-way tie. The Grober, Kevin Flug, and Jim Ashley. Jim Ashley popping up. And I will say, these are not all Jim Ashley's questions, so he certainly has an advantage because he wrote some of them. But some of these are not his, so good job, Jim. Obviously, if we were playing for prizes, you would not be able to win, but certainly you're allowed to play.
And that's just for this round, right?
Oh, yeah. You know what? Thank you for saying that. Guys, disregard the scores that are on the screen. I'm going to show you the scores that are combined with your scores you already had. So what we were looking at was just what you had scored this round. So now this is what you really want to pay attention to. First, second, and third. This makes more sense. Kevin Flug still out in first, but only by 50 points. Bree and Jeremy, number 83 in second. Zach now in third. I missed the other names in the beginning, but you'll see them rotate through. I will let this go all the way because we're only going to see these rankings one more time, and that's at the end when we go over the final standings. Just got 2 reminders. Number 1, thank you for the donation. We appreciate that, guys. Thank you for your support. Number 2, general knowledge trivia coming up in exactly 1 hour. 1 hour via Facebook Live. Don't miss that. Come out, hang out with us. We did Chicago sports trivia a little earlier today, so we're going to do this late night, 9 o'clock Central Time, general knowledge trivia. Don't miss it. It's going to be fun. All right. In between that, we're going to do our giveaways. Here we go. Question number 6. Only 5 questions left. Another tough one to do with the White Sox, looking for a specific number. We know that the Bulls had that record-breaking season. They went 72-10. What is the highest number of games the White Sox have ever won in a single season? What is the highest number of games the White Sox have ever won in a single season? Just looking for a number. Don't spell it out. All right, let's see what you guys thought. It's a pretty cool number. I just went back to double check. They did this in 1917. 1917. I think they went on in that year. They won the World Series after winning how many games? Oh, could this be the first ever time nobody answered right? We've never had that before. Let's see. Yeah, nobody got it. A couple of you were close. A couple of you were very close. You probably thought this even number was too good to be true. Highest number of games they've had, according to their win-loss stats that I saw, was 100 games.
Wow.
100 games won in the 1917 season. 1917 season, where I believe they went on to win the World Series against the Giants, is what I have here. So good job. That one so tough, nobody got it. I like to try and strike a balance. I don't want no one to get the question correct. So all right, we won't dwindle or stay on this one. We're going to go to question 7. All right, another one talking about a very winning team, but not a perfect team. Question 7. What was the only team in the NFL that beat the Chicago Bears in 1985? What was the only team in the NFL that beat the Bears in that 85-86 season? You have 20 seconds. Type it in. Let's go. Melissa Drapak, social for no one is correct. Vincent, I'm glad you're on the same thing here. Social for no one getting it. Stephanie, can you imagine going to a Bulls game that year and being at one of the 10 losses? Honestly, that's something to talk. You saw one of the more rare games. Everybody going to a win, it was par for the course, but you saw one of the rare games if you went to that one. All right. This one...
All right or all wrong.
Yeah, right. I'm going to mark a few answers correct because there's just a couple of typos. So give me 1 second. Making sure you guys get your points. All right, let's see what you thought. We're not going to spend any time here. You knew. Miami Dolphins. Did some work. If you haven't watched the 30 for 30, I just watched it early last week. 2-hour 30 for 30 over this season, the 85. It's actually like the 80s up to the 86 Bears, talking about how that team was built and then how it quickly crumbled afterwards. Great 30 for 30 if you're into that kind of stuff, which I imagine most of you are. You're here playing Chicago sports trivia. All right, question number 8. Another number. Sammy Sosa holds the record for the most home runs in one season on the Cubs. How many did he hit in that historic 1998 season? How many home runs did Sammy Sosa hit in that 98 season, holding the record for the most in one season on the Cubs? Just a number. Don't spell it. Just type in the number. All right. Let's see. Everybody in. Somebody just sent me a message. At first, I thought it was being silly, but I realized that it was being honest.
Yeah.
As much as I hate to write a question that everyone misses, it's kind of nice to know that even though we're all playing from the comfort of our homes and that temptation to Google the answer is right there, that tells us at least no one was cheating on that question.
Yeah.
If nobody gets it right, you didn't know that nobody else would get it right if you were trying to be a super smart cheater. So shout out to you guys. If I had a little, could you pour me a little more whiskey when you have a second? Because I feel like I owe these people a social or two.
Okay.
Whatever's around.
Standard.
Yeah. So thank you guys. Thank you for that. Point out the person that messaged. I don't want to call anybody out. Let's see what you guys thought. A lot of you, close numbers, close guesses. 66, thought a few of you. 68, 63, 62, 67. I think Mark McGwire ended that season with 70. Correct me if I'm wrong, baseball fans. I've asked about that before. But Sammy Sosa ended with 66. 66 home runs, holding the single season record for the Cubs. Here is Taco to finish off these last two questions with us. Say hi, Taco. Hi, Taco. All right, here we go. 2 questions left. Question number 9. Hey,
Taco's first trip to Wrigley Field.
All right. In the 20th century, one man pitched 57 shutouts for the White Sox franchise. Who was it? What was the name of the individual in the 20th century who pitched 57 shutouts for the White Sox franchise? You can give me his first and last name or just his last name. That is fine. But you have to tell me his name. Here we go. 20 seconds to do so. What's up, buddy? All right, let me check. I'll pick you back up in a few, buddy. I got to check these answers. Taco? Somebody guessed Taco? You probably could. Yo Mama? What's up, Kevin Flug? That would be my guess for the Yo Mama answer. But Kevin Flug's actually...
You might know it.
Yeah, he's actually on top tonight. So he may not want to
But I
waste
think
that.
the Sox fan.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Just making sure nobody accidentally mistyped. I want to get points. We had a couple people say Ed Walsh. A couple people, Eddie Coate. Taco got 3 votes. Hey, Taco. That one guy, Kyle, Satchel P, Rex Grossman. Probably would have done better. All right, let's see what the correct answer was. It was Ed Walsh. Ed Walsh. If you typed Ed Walsh or just typed Walsh, you got points here. Good job, guys. All right. Final question. Chicago sports trivia. Let's get to it, and then we'll look at the final standings tonight, and then we'll do our raffle. So don't go anywhere once we do the standings. We're still going to give away this Chicago Bears Shake and Score Travel Dice Game, also known as Yahtzee. Question 10. Not too tough, I think. I would have gotten this one. Wearing number 51, which Bears linebacker was often cited as being the meanest of the monsters of the Midway? Looking for last name or first and last name. Wearing 51, which Bears linebacker was often cited as being the meanest of the monsters of the Midway? You have 20 seconds. Get those answers in. All right, give me 1 second because you guys got creative with how to spell his name on a few of these, and I want to make sure you get it. Taco. I love it. The fridge. What a guy. All right, let's see what we thought. This one, the easiest, I think, of this round of 10. The correct answer was Dick Butkus. Dick Butkus. What a name, by the way. All right, guys. The next thing we're going to see here up on the screen is the overall rankings and the end of our Chicago sports trivia night. So before we do that, let's just give ourselves a giant round of applause. You can hear mine. Do it for yourself as well. Gina's clapping for you. One more giant social because there were a few that we missed. to the one question where nobody got it, to the other question that I forgot we were socialing for. Cheers. Thank you for being here. Please come back at 9 for general knowledge, and check us out. We're going to do a live video here just for about 5-10 minutes. We're going to draw all the loyalty member prizes, but we'll do our giveaway here right after we go over these rankings. In first place, overall winners, Jim Ashley. I'm going to give it to Zach. Jim Ashley, you're out there, but you knew a lot of these questions, so I'm going to give official first place to Zach, who is in second, Nancy Marie in third, Shane in 31st. It went too fast for me. Again, I'm zooming back through these questions here really quick, and I want to say the majority. I don't even want to speak out of turn. Let me look at this because Chicago Sports Trivia Database. I don't want to discount how well Jim did here at the end because, yeah, he did well at the multiple choice. I'm sure those were a lot of the questions that he sent me. But I think that the majority, if not all, yeah, almost all of the questions in the fill-in-the-blank questions were written by me. I hardly took any from Jim there. So, yes, technically I would not award a prize to Jim Ashley because he helped write these questions, but I want it to be celebrated that he's up there because this man knows his sports trivia well enough to not only write it and help me do this for you, but then to come out and answer the questions that I wrote as well. So shout out to Jim, Zach in second place, Nancy Marie in third. Again, I'm going to leave that up for a little while. You'll see those scores rotating as they come back through. Thank you all for being here tonight. I love when we have people request a trivia night and then actually show up for it. That means the world to me because this is, again, Jim helped a lot, but this is a lot of work to put these events together. So, like I said, if it was up to me, I probably would never have put Chicago sports on the schedule because it's not something I watch. But I'm so happy that you guys asked for it and showed up. Vincent, Joe, thank you for being here. Steph, happy birthday. Miss LaRocca, thank you for being out here. All of you, Kevin Flug, the people that are coming out to all of these events, Tommy Widener. I can shout names out all night, but just know, guys, I'm so happy that you're here. I'm happy that we can do this, even though we're all in our own places, not in a bar together. I'm glad that you could join me here at Wrigley Field. I'm going to go transport quickly back over to Soldier Field. Here I am. If only it was this nice out today. All right, we're going to do our giveaway. We're going to dive right to that. I don't want to do any more announcements because I want to do the prizes. So, how many people signed up?
Oh, shoot. Let me tell you. I lost my window. Well, I can tell you to start with 1 through 48.
1 through 48.
Number 1 through 48.
I don't think there's a more appropriate time to go with number 23.
Could not agree more. Katie Nolan.
Katie Nolan. Katie Nolan. If you are out there still, if you have not left and you're hearing me say your name, Katie Nolan, don't comment on YouTube because we may not see it. Sometimes it blocks your comments. Send us a message on Facebook. Katie Nolan, send us a message on Facebook, facebook.com/Baig of Tricks. Get us a message as soon as you can. You got 30 seconds to do it. If we get that message in the next 30 seconds, you've won.
Well, I guess that's a girl on ESPN.
Katie Nolan's on ESPN?
I don't think that's who's playing her trivia. She's here.
She's here. Right. She's not on ESPN right now. She's here. Congrats, Katie. You've won this shake and score, something that the Bears can't do. Travel dice game. Hey, he's got jokes. Perfect for tailgating. There's all sorts of fun stuff. I've had this for a while. Like I said, some of the prizes that we're giving away I'm making. Some of them we've purchased. Some of them I've had for a long time, and we're doing spring cleaning, and I think they belong in somebody's house who would appreciate it much more than I do. So this is one of those. It is officially NFL licensed, so I'm not joking around over here, guys. Thank you for being here. So please come back at 9 o'clock for general knowledge trivia on Facebook Live. That's always a hoot. We'll do plenty of socials, lots of fun questions. And if you are a part of the loyalty member program, you don't have to be tuned in to win, but we are going to do one bonus prize to somebody who's watching the live video. I haven't told anyone that yet, so you guys are the first to know. If you stick with us for the Facebook Live drawing for our loyalty member prizes, we're going to draw these numbers to see who gets the prizes, but then we're going to do an additional prize to one lucky person who's watching the video, just because we love when you guys join us. So that's it, guys. Thank you for being here. Have a good night. We'll hopefully see you in just a little bit for more fun stuff. Until then, thanks for playing, and wash your damn hands.